Hello, everyone. So, just like the cards predicted, Megsy's been using the kids in the merching, and we're going to be hearing more about the kids. Two things have happened in the last 24 hours. First off, we have had Megsy merching the kids on the Instagram. We had a picture of Invisible Kid number 1 holding a rose. Interestingly enough, the rose in question is named after the late Princess Diana. I'll put a picture up somewhere on screen here. And yeah, not good. Not good. So there are a few questions around that for the cards. I also want to see the palace's reaction. Well, I want to see the royals' reaction. I want to see William and the king's reaction, though we might just stick with William for this reading. Depends how long we go on. And of course, today she's done a podcast with the founder of It Cosmetics, a billionaire lady, and she was just crying just how wonderful the children are and all of this kind of stuff. So I want to know how Harry feels about the merching of his kids, alleged kids. Recollections may vary how they got here and all of that kind of stuff. You know what I mean. Okay, so we're going to start off by looking at Megatron. It's the King of Wands in reverse. Okay. And this whole vibe that is going on. We're going to start by looking at the Instagram. And the first card that's come out is the moon. There's deception here. There was coded messages in everything she does. She just doesn't come out and say it. She's likes to try and lead people and negotiate people and push people in certain directions. You know, she's not a straightforward person. We know that. But that moon there's such deception involved in what she's doing right now. The 10 of Pentacles in reverse. You're outside of the rich, wealthy, protected family. She's outside of her own, what she would like her to be, her protected family right now. She's not quite in with the Hollyweird as she would like to be. Maybe beige Hollyweird. When I'm talking about beige Hollyweird, I mean like the social media stars and the people who've like decided, like the It Cosmetics founder, I'm a billionaire. What am I going to do now? I'm going to have a podcast. It's just like, girl, bye. That 10 of Pentacles in reverse, she's just really, oh. The 9 of Cups is in reverse surrounding her. And underneath, right. She wants to be seen set apart from what she's deemed her inheritance. Now, her inheritance to her is her father's side of the family. Because let's face it, whatever you think of that side of the family, Thomas Markle, etc., Thomas Markle gave her a lot of money and a lot of opportunities. The same with Mr. Engelson, her first, second, third, fourth husband. She really, really wants to disassociate from all of that. And now she's wanting to disassociate herself from Harry's side of the family as much as she can. That being said, she wants to be included more into the Hollywood set, into the Hollywood set. She wants to be that big star. In fact, she doesn't just want to be a star. She wants to be an icon. She wants to be adored. And she wants everyone to see her. So she's doing a revisionist history. I've just done another reading about certain statements about the royal family, about that podcast. The 5 of Swords. So one of the things that hasn't landed well for her is the fact that out of the Spotify podcast charts, her podcast isn't even in the top 100 anymore. Now, this is one of the most famous women on earth, and her podcast isn't in the top 100. that is absolutely wild. People should just be tuning in just out of interest, just saying, well, this person, let's see how she works out. But people are so over her that they can't even be bothered. And that's her selling, that was her selling point. You know, she's really famous. Everyone's gonna, like, the people are just gonna click in. They might buy what she's selling, but the people are gonna, and people aren't. So there's an element of that being overlooked. So she's having to come in harder with the kids, because there's, with the idea of the kids, because there's it's her last card, if you will. It's, well, she thinks it's a big card in her arsenal. Two of Wands is there. That is a doorway closed. What's on her mind? Three things are on her mind. Okay, I got 3 cards, guys, so I'm just going to take all of them and I'm going to talk you through what is going on her mind when she's talking about her kids and nurturing her kids. First of all, she sees them as an investment with the 7 of Pentacles. She's watching them grow and nurture into cash cows. She really does think there's some kind of like financial investment there with the 7 of Pentacles. The 5 of Wands there as well. She knows the kids, and the mention of the kids is a hot button issue, especially with her past statements where she, you know, she accused Oprah. On Oprah, she accused a member of the royal family, and Omid Scabies tried to finger His Majesty and the Princess of Wales with that. And then we've got the Chariot there. Now, the Chariot relates to sun sign Cancer. This is her William obsession. So the kids are getting paraded around because she wants to look, this is wild, she wants to look not only like Diana, but she also wants to look like Catherine in a way. You know, Catherine's like, is seen as being amazing with children. Like, she really does a lot of charity work around children and like the early years work, as well as her children just look like they love her. I mean, what children don't love her mother? But to be in that such a pressured environment as the children are in, on public display, and for them to still look up at their mother with the love in their eyes, that is something truly special. Megsie wants that. Megsie wants William's attention. Megsie, deep down in her diary, in her little burn book, she's somewhere, it's that I married the wrong prince. What's surrounding her is the King of Swords in reverse. Now, this could be an air sign man, so Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. How can I forget Aquarius? I'm Aquarius. But that King of Swords in reverse can also mean that there's a businessman, a legal situation, a lawyer, a judge that is going to cause Meghan some issues. Now, all of these cards to me is like, why is she nurturing the kids? And then the first card that comes out is the moon. Now, the moon, I just want to point out, can relate to women's cycles. So in a way, she's trying to dismiss some of those rumors online, you know. And another thing that she's trying to do is she's trying to deceive. She knows that it's going to get a reaction Waite bringing the kids about, and she would like to almost be victimized because of the children in a way. What drives her? All fur coat and no knickers card there. She's jealous of Catherine. She wants to be that astute woman in the protected walled garden who everyone looks up to, with the bird of knowledge on her wrist. Riches, refined, elegant, but she's not. People don't see her as Catherine. People really don't see her anything like Catherine, not even in the same. And that's just down to the meat and bones of it. It's just down to character and how you conduct yourself and how you behave. Because you can dress yourself up in all kinds of airs and graces. You can say you're doing this. It's how people act, not the words they say, how people act, that gives Meghan away or every time and shows us who Catherine is. It's how they behave. Not what they accuse people of, not what they say or don't say or emote or anything like that. It's how they behave in a pattern. And I think people can see that with Meghan and Catherine. It's a very good example of that. And Meghan is doing it. It's just the jealousy is off the charts. 6 of Pentacles is in reverse. There is going to be more take than give here. She wants the kids to be seen, right? She wants them out there. She's using them as a deflection tool. She's using them as a shield from criticism. She thinks she is going to be doing the most by wheeling the kids out, because not only are you thinking about that inheritance with I'm a mother now, so everyone goes, oh, she's the mother, and the kids link back to her. The only other person that they mention and they linked inheritance to in a positive way is Diana, which was Archie holding the rose, the Princess Diana, Lady Diana rose. Let's just see what William thinks of this before we move on to what's he called? Harry, that's him. William, where are you, my lad? Let's have a look at William in all of this. Page of Wands. He thinks there's arrested development. He thinks she's petty. He thinks she is just trying to start stuff. The World, he is done with them. He is over it. This is finished. This is done, guys. He's moved on to his next cycle. What he's wanting to focus on is Catherine. So I feel like there's something coming up with Catherine very soon. The 9 of Discs is that he is going to behave like Catherine as well. It's going to show you who he is by the actions he does and the way he conducts himself. And underneath, the 5 of Discs. William thinks Meghan and Harry just feel really sorry for themselves for a position that they've put themselves in. He thinks they have a victim complex, and he thinks they're trying to use the kids. They're using the kids in a negative way because Meghan's got arrested development there. 2 of Discs. I feel like he was quite open-minded with regards to the issues around the children, but he's like his nephew and niece, if they exist. But he's just kind of keeping his mind open with this and riding the storm about all of that. Oh, we've got the Lovers coming up. We have the King of Swords in reverse. I wonder what... Now, I don't know why Trump would get involved in all of this noise, but it could well be. There's a big Gemini energy here. The Lovers there for William in all of this. I feel like this is taking a different direction for him. His life is taking a different direction. He is just focusing on Catherine and the kids, his kids. So what he is interested in here is his brother. And I'm thinking, why is Harry letting her merch these kids? That's the King of Discs. Harry is a Virgo. The Queen of Discs is surrounding him. So he's he's befuddled by it. He's like, why is she merching the kids? Why is Harry letting her merch the kids like this? And Catherine is surrounding her. Catherine is very much on his mind, and it's a positive thing. What he doesn't want, though, is Meghan coming for his mother's memory. So it has been noted for William that Archie was holding the Princess Diana rose. He's not reacting in a overly negative, angry way, which is good. because you don't want people upset. That doesn't mean his boundaries or he's not going to have boundaries, and he's not going to like pull the plug on his brother and the brother's wife. That doesn't mean that at all. What I'm saying, it's better for his mental health and his family's mental health that he's just kind of looking at it going, really? You're pathetic. We have the Empress here. Meghan and Harry are going to try and claim Princess Diana's memory. They're going to be more obvious about it, and they're going to try and claim it later this year. They've tried so many times. And you remember when they first left the royal family and opened the Arswell website, and they had this whole thing on there, like she said, I am my son's mother, and he said, I am my mother's son, and I am our son's mother, or something. And they had this quote on there. I think something's going to happen that it's almost like, I don't think he means to claim Diana's memory or legacy, but something will happen when everyone will just go, yeah, William is most like his mother, in that kind of empathic, compassionate way that Harry and Meghan are desperately trying to imitate, whatever it is. Yeah, that. So William is just like, I'm glad he's focusing on his family. I'm not surprised he's focusing on his family, because he's went through it the last year or so. He's had that big change in role, becoming Prince of Wales, and then he's also got all of those things that, bless him, he's had the grief of losing his grandmother, and then everything that poor Catherine went through last year with the cancer. Let's have a look and see how the dumb one is doing. Everything is William's fault. The Knight of Cups is in reverse. He wants William's attention. Both of these people are obsessed by William, by the way. Harry and Meghan are absolutely obsessed by him. He wants William's attention. He also doesn't like, because this means a Cancerian person or water sign person, he wants William's attention. He also is Harry is also a little bit, I would say a lot, dubious actually, about influencer lifestyle and the merching of the children. So that's interesting. My Knight of Cups in reverse also means, for me as a reader, it's my kind of like, you're an Instagram grifter kind of energy, you know? An empty one. The King of Swords in reverse crossing over. Who is this King of Swords? There is a King of Swords energy here. They're not going to be happy with a King of Swords energy. They're really not going to be happy with a King of Swords energy coming up for them. Now, this could be his legal case. This could be his IPP case. I think he's got, I don't know which legal case. He's got potential legal cases coming up with Dr. Sophie, but he's also got his visa stuff from the Heritage Foundation, and he's also got this like whole IPP case going on. So that could be well pressing over on him. And that might be a bone of contention between the Markles, you know, because surely if she's merching the kids, she's not bothered about letting people know where her kids are or kind of like what they look like. I mean, you know, ginger's not, if they are ginger, but ginger is not that a common hair color. It's one of, I think it's the least common hair color, like natural hair color, you know. The Nine of Cups is in reverse. NFI, not invited. And the Eight of Coins is in reverse. He doesn't work himself. They're fighting, you know. They're fighting. They're fighting because of the money's not coming in. They're fighting because Harry hasn't got a purpose. Meg's decided that her purpose is to be an Instagram hottie or an Instagram momfluencer or whatever it is. But Harry is just like, he doesn't feel invited. He doesn't feel like he's accepted, especially in like Instagram and stuff. He doesn't necessarily get it. So he doesn't see any value in it, what she's doing. But that Eight of Coins in reverse as well, he doesn't know what he wants. He doesn't know what he can do, and he doesn't have a trade. So that Nine of Cups in reverse there above, he is a very unhappy man at the minute. He's not overly happy about those kids getting chucked into into the mix, because not because they exist, but more because it looks bad on his image as a father rather than anything else. The Ace of Coins is in reverse. She's saying to him, we need this for our legacy. We need this for our finances. We've got to do this for the money. We money, 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 money. Things haven't been as lucrative. There's the Chariot again. He's obsessed with William. Absolutely obsessed. The Four of Coins is there. So one of the things he's really worried about is losing control. And here is the Four of Pentagrams as well. And he's worried about losing control because he tries to self-edit and edit. Both him and Meghan do this. He tries to edit himself through the press, through puff pieces, through courts. Megsy tries to self-edit by bot forms, and for him as well, bot forms, online discourse, creating drama online, creating puff pieces in comment sections. You know, she's there, but like he doesn't want to lose control of stuff, and he thinks giving anything to the internet is losing control. Surrounding him is the Magician. Now, the Magician as a positive card, and it is in the positive, could well mean that are people who are trying to say to him, look, we can sort this for you. We can try and sort you out, but he's not biting because it's around him. We can help you. We can sort him out, but he's sitting there rocking backwards and forwards going, oh, everything's out of control. He has no trust in any process. He trusts no one. The guy is paranoid. The 10 of Coins in reverse. He's outside of the royal family. He feels unprotected. He's outside as well as the rich, wealthy family, which turned out to be the Bidens who were protecting him. He's outside of that as well. So he has concerns. I think he's got concerns about how they're funded in the United States, how their security is funded, to be honest with you. And I think he's nervous about something about that coming out. But project it all onto William. Why don't you? And he is going to lose patience and lose his rag. He does not want the kids out online. He's scared of losing control and control of the narrative. Megsy's trying to do it because she wants everybody to think she's something she's particularly not. And she also wants to, it's weird, she really wants to disassociate herself from her older families, so like her father and the Markle side of the family, as well as the royal family. So yeah, Harry is going to do, believe it or not, he's going to come across as very impatient, very stupid, very short-sighted, very even unnaturally, very bad, poorly tempered, and have the ability not to be able to read the room. We're going to get some digs or something shady at William. Everything is about William. Even that Legends of Aviation was about William when he turned up at Arlingdale Cemetery. Can you remember? And Megsy was in her heels. That is all about his pride in William and the extra stuff that William got and his necklace being broken. Everything is about William. He's so jealous of him, envious. I would say he hates him. But it's actually part of himself that he's projecting there, guys. So that the 10 of Hangsman, the Hangsman in reverse, he's gonna do something stupid, guys. He just really, he's gonna do something dumb. Interesting cards. Let's see who the King of Swords is. That's going to be really interesting. Thank you very much for being here. I hope you have enjoyed this reading. Please like, share, and all of that kind of YouTubery stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next reading, hopefully, and maybe for a live stream later this week. Take care, everyone. Bye.